Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Got a lot of videos coming next week, discussing some free agent players and more draft prospects as well on this channel and on the Arsenal D.B channel as well, so you can go over there and look at stuff on there and stuff on here. But today I want to discuss a little bit of Steelers news. As you guys know, I mentioned an article yesterday in a report that came from I think Justin Fields' camp. He said Justin Fields is open to return to Pittsburgh, of course, most definitely. He said both parties are very open for a reunion, for it to happen. Justin Fields and the Steelers coming together. But his one demand was that he wanted a legit chance at starting. Coming into the last season, he knew he was coming to a situation where Russell Wilson was there, and Russ was the #1 guy. And then eventually Justin Fields would probably take over. I thought maybe Russ would play, most of the time, and Fields take over maybe at the end if we're in good contention, which we was at one point, but then we kind of lost ourselves, so we had to play a little bit because well, actually, at one point we did clinch the playoff spot. So yeah, but we trying to play to get higher, higher seeding and stuff like that. So yeah, but Justin Fields did play early on in the season, which was very good for Steelers to see. Because Russell Wilson missed the first 6 games, and Fields went 4-2 in that stint, 10 touchdowns to just 1 interception. And the Steelers averaged 21 points per game, not the highest, of course, but it had potential, of course. And then our rushing, we rushed for like 150 rushing yards per game. Well, Justin Fields in as a quarterback, our rushing numbers was very high because his ability to stretch the plays and his ability to create a threat. Teams had to worry about him keeping it, and it opened a lot more for Najee and the other guys, Warren and stuff. They made a lot of big time plays. So his only demand is to get a legit shot at starting. Last year he didn't have the opportunity. This year, he hoping to be like, okay, if you're bringing me in, I'm gonna be a legit starter. You're gonna build around me. Of course, last year he got most of the first team reps because Russell Wilson was injured. So, but this time you get all the first team reps, and you get everything. They build the team around them, playmakers and stuff. And I think you do that, you definitely see a lot of potential from him. We had another quarterback we traded for who didn't have the best stint from Ohio. Remember, it was Dwayne Haskins, RP. I think he would have had opportunity to be a big time player for us too as well. But the incident that happened with him, where he got of course killed on the highway. So. Now you got Justin Fields, another quarterback with opportunity and a chance, a young quarterback we traded for a high pick in the first round who has a lot of potential as well. I think you give him opportunity, you bring him back, you add playmakers like I mentioned many times. I'm gonna keep saying it until I see it happen once the free agency happens. You bring in Chris Godwin and Darius Slayton to pair with GP. If not, Devontae Adams, if he's available, you bring a guy like that in, maybe Darius Slayton, but you got to bring a top-tier receiver in, whether it's Devontae Adams, whether it's Chris Godwin, whether you trade for Garrett Wilson or something like that. You got to bring a guy in like that to help to play with GP, and then add another like a receiver 2-3 type level guy like Darius Slayton, like I mentioned, or another receiver who's linked to the Steelers to keep mentioning his name. I seen on the Sports Illustrated little article. Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is a pretty solid receiver. Number 2. Imagine you having, of course, Godwin or Devontae Adams on one side and GP on the other side, and Tyler Lockett or whoever you got, Darius Slayton in the slot like that. That'd be very good. I think Tyler Lockett is a nice player. He showed a lot of consistency with the Seahawks, multiple 1,000-yard seasons. He's only 32 years old. He's a very consistent player. He now protects himself too. He always fall before you get hit. he protects himself for sure. But Tyler Lockett is, I think, a good player. So I wouldn't mind that. Last year he had a little down year because the situations that was the injuries a little bit. He got 600 yards, but overall, he's a consistent guy who can go out there and make plays for you. And if he's your third guy, while you add another guy in free agency, like I mentioned, Devontae Adams or Godwin, that'd be cool. So we kind of see where the Steelers are kind of like land and where they're gonna go with that situation. But you got to add some weapons if you want to make your team good. Add weapons. Look at what the Eagles have on their team: the Barkleys, the Devontae Smiths, the AJ Browns, the Dallas Goedert. You got to add weapons. You look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they had an elite level quarterback. They had some solid pieces, but they had elite level quarterback, so that helps out a lot. But we don't have that elite level quarterback, so we have a pretty solid quarterback, pretty good quarterback who has the potential to be good in this league. I don't know about elite. Elite is for the top guys, the top 3, top 4 guys have potential to be good in this league. You can still win with a very good guy. So I think Justin Fields, you can add some pieces around him. You can kind of see a resurgence. We've seen it with Jared Goff. We've seen it with other quarterbacks like Geno Smith. You add weapons around them, give them opportunities. You can kind of see a little more resurgence from them. I did see another article as well discussing another quarterback option for the Steelers. They keep bringing it up. I remember I made a video, I think a few weeks back, discussing all the QBs that do not want the Steelers to go after. And Aaron Rodgers was one of them. Another one was Matthew Stafford. Another one was Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and it was somebody else too, I think. I forgot who else it was, but now they got Kirk Cousins, of course. That's another one that was there too. Kirk Cousins is another quarterback that keep trying to get us to go after. So he's a favorite for the Steelers to get that, to get signed with the Steelers. I'm like, no. Kirk Cousins, maybe a few years back, I probably considered it. Oh, Derek Carr, that's what it was. Derek Carr, yeah. He's trying to link Derek Carr to us. Like, nah. Derek Carr is very consistent, but You know, he has a potential sometimes. You know, sometimes he'll do very good, and most of the time you'll be like, okay, what's going on? He'll give you 2 games where it like look like the best of the best, and then he give you 3 games. The next 3 games, he look like the worst of the worst. So it's like crazy. But Kirk Cousins, injury prone. You know, the Achilles tear to his leg with the Vikings, he's not the same anymore. The Falcons was getting banged up left and right, couldn't move a statue, and he's declining rapidly. He's 37 years old. It's kind of pointless to try to risk that to bring him. If you're gonna bring an old quarterback in, you might well just bring back Russell Wilson. At least he had shown you a little success like that at a certain point. But I think yeah, most likely the Steelers need to go young. Get Justin Fields, get a guy who can run a 4.4, use his legs, who's still athletic, who's not a statue in the pocket, and who has a lot of potential. He has untapped potential yet. The other guys are who they are. Like that, they're not getting better, they're not getting younger or fresher. So I think Justin Fields, who's been 25 years old, has a lot of potential. Build a team around him and see what happens. But let me know down below what you guys think. Would you be interested in Tyler Lockett? You know, coming to the Steelers. I think he got 1 year left on his contract. I think it's $12 million, so it's not nothing too crazy. You probably can get him for like a 5th, 6th round pick. You wanted to bring him in if you like was dire need to bring him in. But I don't think the Steelers would be doing anything crazy like that. But they might. You never know. Like a 6th round pick, nothing too crazy. But yeah, what about him? Devontae Adams, of course, Garrett Wilson. Would you be interested in a trade of that if that was to happen, or would you be like just take Devontae Adams, if he is released by the Jets, or Chris Godwin, of course. So let me know down below what you guys think about the news, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.